Hi, welcome back to my kitchen. Several years ago, my husband and I, when we were traveling, stopped by the quirkiest little Mexican restaurant. And on the menu, they had something called a wet burrito. Well, this piqued my interest and honestly didn't sound super appetizing, but I had to check it out. So we ordered the wet burrito and it was just off the chart delicious. In fact, we went back 2 more times on that trip to that same restaurant, which is really unusual for us because we like to try different restaurants when we travel. So like I always do, I took a snapshot of my plate and the menu, and when I got home, I recreated the wet burrito, and we have made this more times than I can count. So today, let me show you how to do it. The ingredients for the wet burrito are pretty basic. You'll need black beans and refried beans. You can buy them canned, or you can make your own black beans and refried beans, which is what I do. And I make them in batch and I put them in the freezer, and it's just easy to grab whenever we want to put something together. You'll also need enchilada sauce, just get whatever your favorite is. Taco seasoning, you'll need a couple of peppers. I had an orange and yellow in the fridge, so that'll work. An onion, you'll need rice, and I cook my rice in batch and put it in the freezer. You can also buy frozen rice in the store if you like. And we'll want an avocado and some green onions for our garnish. So let's get this put together. I went ahead and sliced my peppers and onions, and I completely sliced both the yellow and the orange pepper. And I sliced 2 onions because I like about the equal amount of peppers and onions, which works out great for my husband and I because he likes onions more than I do, and I like peppers more than he does. But just set the ratio at whatever you like. If you like just a little bit of onion, then just slice a little onion. Remember, there's no hard, fast rules to this. Also, this makes a very large portion. So after I saute my peppers and onions and I get them seasoned well, I store the leftovers in a glass container and we use them throughout the week. So I can literally put a wet burrito together in 5 minutes and we're eating. So let's go ahead and get started. Well, for those of you that have followed me for a while, you know that I am a fan of the water sauté, and you've heard probably more times than you can count that I never put a big puddle of oil in the bottom of my pan. I simply do a water sauté. It saves a lot of calories since oil has 130 calories per tablespoon. So what I do is put the fire under my pan, and then I just put a drop of water in there and see if it dances. If it does, then my veggies are ready to go in. Now that my veggies are in, I'll just start moving them through the skillet, breaking up my onions. I love the bright colors of this dish. As the vegetables begin to cook, they start to get a little bit of color. The pan is dry, and I'll just splash a little water in. And like I mentioned earlier, this is a lot of peppers and onions. We'll use this for wet burritos, and sometimes I even will take them out of the fridge and I will saute some portobello mushrooms and add these to it and eat those like fajitas. So I try to get as many uses out of an ingredient as I can. It gives us a lot of variety throughout the week without adding a lot of time. All right, I'll just keep moving these peppers and onions around, add a little water and break that fond loose. That's what starts to give us that nice caramelized color. And I'll cook these until they are almost tender. Okay, our veggies are tender just to the point that we like, and I've let the juices cook out, and now I'll just add our taco seasoning and a little splash of water. Give this a good stir. And you know, this is almost finished. This didn't take long at all to put together. You'll want to use your favorite tortilla, but I personally like to use a whole wheat lavash bread. I get this one at Trader Joe's, but you can find it usually near the deli section in most of your grocery stores. This is a nice size lavash, and I will just prepare it and cut it in half, and my husband and I can share this. So let me show you how to put this together. All you need to do is put a little bit of your favorite enchilada sauce in the bottom of your dish. Then I'll take some of my refried beans, and I always put those down first because they kind of create a sticky foundation, and that helps contain everything inside the tortilla as I wrap it. Next, I'll add some of my amazing black beans, and again, if you want my refried bean recipe or my black bean recipe, just click the link. Then next we'll add a little bit of rice. And our peppers and onions. These smell really good. They pack so much flavor. There we go. And I'll put just a drizzle of enchilada sauce inside, and then we'll roll this. So when you roll it, take your tortilla or your lavash over the top and then pull it back toward you as tight as you can. And I kind of bring my hands around the ends of the tortilla and then just continue to pull it toward you and keep it nice and tight. Then I cut them in half, and we'll go ahead and just place it in the bottom of our bowl. And we'll put a little enchilada sauce over the top. Then I'll put these in the microwave for about 3 or 4 minutes until I know it's nice and hot. And we will top it with our avocado at that time, and it'll be ready to serve. I hope to inspire you to get in the kitchen and try some new recipes. They don't have to be complicated, filled with exotic ingredients to taste really delicious. This is absolutely delicious. You could serve this to your family, you could serve it to guests. There's so many layers of flavors in this dish, and the cool avocado on the top is just the perfect touch. I hope you give this recipe a try, and if you do, let me know how it goes in the comments. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe so you'll catch the next one, and I'll see you then.